Good Thursday morning to you. We've been watching your roads all morning long, and I can tell you what, we had very slick conditions to start our Thursday drive, but in some areas they're starting to dry out.
This is a major route for people who could be heading up to Dallas for the holiday or even just out of Texas in general. You need to use northbound 35, right? Now take a look. Keep your eyes here on the right lane. You can actually see how out of nowhere we get this white stripe right down the center of it. So I went to TxDOT to ask, what is going on there and when will this be fixed?
For all of you out there who know about the south terminal part of the airport, you know you have to use 183 or 973 to Burleson. That's the only way to get over to it. So I called APD and I said, hey, what's going on there? Because I'm sure we got people trying to catch flights. And they said, there's a cow in the road.
We have a traffic alert to tell you about this morning. If you or you know anyone driving to the Austin area from Georgetown or Williamson County in general, a fiery crash involving a rig, an 18-wheeler. It's forcing the closure of southbound lanes of I-35. Wait till you see the scene. We're starting with this.
As you heard Chris say, there's really no word on when this will reopen. In the past, when we've reported on situations like this, it just varies. Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes 15 minutes. Most all, though, what you need to know is how to get around it.
And I was just on the phone with the Austin Police Department. I'm going to bring my notes right on air here because here's what we have looking at on our traffic maps. You can see traffic is coming to a standstill in these northbound lanes near Slaughter. What happened here? So there was 3 separate incidents. You are our eyes and our ears out there. So if you're maybe passing through and you notice that that fog is particularly dense in a certain spot, don't hesitate to throw us an email at report@kxan.com once you safely get to your destination. This may not come as too much of a surprise if you have children, but most parents are stressed about back-to-school shopping. Their biggest worry? Breaking the bank to buy. The city of Fort Worth plans to make their pitch for Amazon public today. More than 100 cities and counties have expressed interest, and there could be more coming out. The Teacher Retirement System Board is voting on whether or not to lower how much money they take in through future investments. So this vote, it affects more than 1.5 million Texans' retirement incomes. And we're hearing from the man who leaked a draft plan to launch light rail lines in Austin. The community board member posted a photo of Capital Metro's Project Connect system on social media, fueling a lot of excitement online.
People in Houston are still struggling this Christmas, 4 months since Hurricane Harvey. Hard to believe. A young girl's letter to Santa went viral recently. All she wanted for her birthday was for her daddy to get healthy and a fix for a hole in their roof left by Harvey.
Again, if you're up and about this morning, there's going to be some confusion as you navigate through it. Police have been out here trying to help the traffic flow, plan ahead. But I'll tell you what, David, if you are getting out the door this morning, Julie and I have been out here. It is very sticky. It is humid. I did not put enough hairspray in my hair. Plan ahead for that, too.
I have to go to Houston for the parade.
I know.
And to get my merchandise like this.
For all our viewers at home.
Is that when you went to the game?
This is what they were giving out at the game. Every fan that walked in, they had a whole setup right in front of the stadium with food trucks and music, and they were giving everybody it was.
Okay, let's talk to Amanda. Save me here. You had something on AOL, didn't you?
In the circle of trust here on KXAN, which is you at home, I was saying earlier, mine wasn't embarrassing. It was Bella. I had 3 L's in it, 0 A's.
That is not embarrassing. No.
It's not embarrassing, but I thought I was so cool. So my away messages were very like, oh, Mandy can't answer you right now because she's on a photo shoot for Vogue magazine in Paris. I don't know, something corny.
Our resident diva.
So bad.
It's cool forecast.
Can you please talk to your boy and ask him what is going on with this weather and spring? What is going on?
And it's, as you said, the first of its kind. It's right here in Austin, and I got an exclusive look at this facility. And if you can, just imagine jumping into unpredictable water to save a life.
When first responders train for rescue scenarios, they can only recreate Mother Nature's wrath to a certain point. Fathom Academy in North Austin is working to change that.
We tailor everything as best we can, environmentally, psychologically, to allow people to run through scenarios in a safe, controlled environment so that we can give them a better chance at rescuing people and surviving.
Fathom Academy says this is the first indoor swiftwater rescue training facility of its kind anywhere in the world. A pool of water replicates the flow, rise, and temperature of a flood situation.
We always have water. It's hard to train for swiftwater during a drought.
Think of it like a movie set in here. Thunder, rain, lightning, cries for help are often simulated so that first responders are training and as close to an emergency situation as possible.
Retired military and first responders gave input on how to recreate emergency situations. They say this facility allows them to practice more than once in a shorter amount of time.
You start to see that danger, that start to fade away, and all that's left is someone who knows the scenario, knows how to do it, and it's quickly.
When the cry for help comes, these first responders will be ready like never before. Amanda Dugan, KXAN News.
When we get behind the wheel of a vehicle, this is one of our biggest distractions. You can see how busy this intersection gets, especially in between classes. We've got people on scooters, skateboards, bicycles, and those just trying to cross the street. That's why police say all the more reason to make sure everybody stays safe. It's clear that this has become the shortcut of choice for drivers. They're thinking, I'm not waiting in all this backup. These tire marks lead from the main lanes of the interstate all the way to the frontage road.
Amanda Dugan went out there to investigate.
That's right, tearing up their cars, blowing out tires. It was a rough commute. I actually went out and looked at it for myself. We're talking about the stretch of the frontage road just near the 51st Street Bridge. And as I said, we went out there, and actually while we were out there, crews got on scene and started to make repairs.
You're going at pretty good speed and you're exiting the highway, and the first thing that comes to mind is, wow, like this is about to happen.
Jason was trying to miss this, a hole large enough to cause his tire to blow out, leaving him with $2,500 in damage.
We've seen some drivers who are making their way onto the southbound I-35 frontage road get caught off guard by the ruts in the road and the tore up pavement. From there, some people have actually quickly dropped their speed and tried to weave into the center lane.
You have one choice. It's go and cut somebody off, which is dangerous, or you're going to go into this 150-foot trench of concrete.
The southbound I-35 frontage road was milled in preparation for new asphalt, leaving behind a rutty ride in the far left lane of traffic, which serves as both the entrance and exit lane to the interstate.
I wouldn't consider that a pothole. I would say that's negligence to the road. And, 150 feet of just absolute disaster.
It's hard to say if there's a connection, but we did see at least 10 hubcaps sadly missing a tire along the road. Crews also arrived while we were on scene to make immediate repairs, hopefully making for a smoother ride.
Yeah, definitely take caution if that is part of your commute. And text us.
Little piece of information you may not know, Mandy's husband loves pinball machines. She all of a sudden when we were listening to it, she goes, this is my life.
This is my life. Yeah, he restores pinball machines. And we live in a little apartment. We don't have a house yet. But we have an arcade. And we have a pinball machine.
Well, you see what's coming in life. That is your future, Mandy.
But you know what I have to say? So we know a really popular place in town, pinballs. That's how they got started. The owner's just really fanatic about pinball machines. And he was like, you know what? I want to share this with everybody. I'm going to open an arcade. So.
Fast forward 10 years, Mandy owns an arcade.
Right? You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just tweeted out. What are you doing? Go look at the moon before you get out to the car. It's amazing. It's a beautiful part of town, right? It makes it special down there. There's a lot of green and beautiful landscape. Well, when they do this type of construction, how do they say? You got to break some eggs to make an omelet. So they got to take away some trees, but there is a plan in place to make sure once all that concrete jungle is kind of up, we restore some of that vegetation back to the area. Here's the plan. So just as you said, you posted pictures on Instagram while you were talking there. I went over and checked my phone and Instagram. It looks like there's fans already rolling out to see the U.S. hockey team take on Russia. Good luck, USA. All right, so you've also been posting a lot of the food you've been eating all over social media. So talk to us about the cuisine you've been indulging in, Erin. The Winter Olympics are in full swing in Pyeongchang, and the U.S. is bringing home its first gold medal, all thanks to a 17-year-old. He's slope-style ski boarder, Red Gerard, and he is the youngest gold medal winner since 1928. Our Erin Cargyle joins us live from South Korea this morning, and she got to catch up with the gold medalist and has an update. Okay, I got to share this story with you real quick. Just minutes ago, I actually watched a driver. I was scanning through the TxDOT camera, saw a driver park their car in the center lane of 183 near Lake Creek Parkway, get out of their vehicle, pick up a piece of tire rubber scrap and carry it across the highway over into the shoulder of the road. This is very, very thoughtful and very, very kind. But traffic was still moving on either side of the center lane. If you ever see something like this, please call 311 to report those issues. We want you to be careful out there. It's a really considerate way to spread good karma, but but we don't want any more serious or dangerous situations to happen. So again, 311 is the number to call to report those situations.